Hello. Let's get started using, what's this one called? It's a new Oracle deck that I got by Kyle Gray. It's the Gateway of Light Activation Oracle. May we get one message, please? Okay, thank you. Lemurian seed codes, embracing sensitivity, uniqueness, living with grace. Oh, a beautiful message already. Oh, and look at the beautiful artwork. Woo! I love crystals. You likely do too. There's some kind of pull towards them, right? It's happening for a reason. Okay. Beautiful violet color. Okay, let's read from the guidebook. Excuse me. Okay. Lemurian seed codes. Lemuria was a civilization that was in the middle of the Pacific Ocean in ancient times. The inhabitants of this sacred land lived in complete harmony with nature and had a connection with every living being, similar to the movie Avatar. Their inner vision was fully activated, to the point where it is thought that their pineal gland was fully developed and they could see for hundreds of miles in every direction in a similar way to the sonar of dolphins and whales. The majority operated from their heart space, honoring one another and nature, so much so that when their civilization came to an end through a cataclysmic event, most likely the plates of the earth shifting, causing volcanic eruptions and a tsunami, most of them ascended. It is said that these highly attuned beings knew that their civilization would end and decided to send healing waves into another part of the world for future civilizations to benefit from. They telepathically channeled their frequencies into a thought form that would become crystals that would be found thousands, possibly millions, of years later. These Lemurian seeds are a type of quartz crystal mostly found in Brazil and Colombia. They are powerful crystals with striations similar to barcodes engraved on their faces. They have a feminine, receptive energy that is said to help us step into a more feminine way of being in order to help the evolution of the species. Okay. There's guidance here on how to connect with this message, this guidance. Visualize yourself on an island surrounded by pale blue waters, living in harmony with all living beings. If you own a Lemurian seed crystal, hold it in your left hand. Call out to the ancient ones of Lemuria and invite them to share their wisdom. Your message is, you are a highly sensitive being. You might feel that this is a curse, but this card is here to let you know that it is a gift. It indicates that you have spent lifetimes upon lifetimes living with a giant shield, lifetimes upon lifetimes living with a giant shield up to stop the world seeing the real you. But you are a highly unique soul with incredible gifts that are worth sharing. Through embracing your uniqueness, you can help many others embrace their own. This lifetime is a more graceful existence with less defense and more trust. It's not about protecting yourself, but stepping into the space of surrender and revealing your true self. Very nice message. Okay. I'm going to write down some words that popped out, that stood out while I was reading that last part. Okay, so highly sensitive. Highly sensitive being. Okay, you might feel that. Okay, curse. Curse. But this card is here to let you know that it is a gift. Yes, it's a gift. Gift. And likely, this is becoming more apparent to you. You're probably starting to accept your sensitivity as a gift. Okay, what else? It indicates that you have spent lifetimes upon lifetimes living with a giant shield up to stop. Okay, lifetimes upon lifetimes. So past lives, it makes me think of past lives. So, and also that makes me think very old soul. You're a very old soul, an ancient soul. Very wise. Very gifted. So many spiritual gifts. You have spent lifetimes upon lifetime living with a giant shield up to stop the world seeing the real you. But you are a highly unique soul. Okay. Okay, it's a shield. Shielding yourself. Shielding yourself from being seen. Makes me think of protection. Protection energy. The fear of being seen. Perhaps even the fear of being heard, fear of expression. What else stands out? Highly unique soul. Yep. Okay, incredible gifts. Yes, incredible gifts that are worth sharing. Yes, that are worth sharing. So that makes me think, yeah, that's your gifts are meant to serve the world somehow. Your gifts. Yeah, your gifts are meant to serve the world, to heal the world. And I don't mean carrying the weight of the world on your shoulders. What you need to do is just heal yourself. That's how you impact the world. Heal yourself, as within, so without, right? Be the change you want to see in the world. That famous quote, right? Did JFK say that? Be the change you want to see in the world. Yeah, all you need to do is focus on yourself. Focus on yourself, on your own journey, You're highly sharing through embracing your uniqueness. They use embrace twice. There's embracing your uniqueness. Yes, that stands out. Embracing your uniqueness. Yeah, okay. Accepting. That deals with self-love. Being highly sensitive. Accepting this. Yeah, accepting your empathic gifts. Embracing your uniqueness. Yeah. Yeah, embracing yourself, self-love. Through embracing your uniqueness, you can help many others. Yes, help many others. So many others. Help many others. Yeah, being an example. Being a living example. By being yourself. Being yourself. Accepting yourself. Accepting and embracing yourself fully. This lifetime is a more graceful existence with less defense and more trust. So that makes me think that in previous lifetimes, I'm thinking maybe you were persecuted, silenced for your gifts. So that makes me think of, what is it? Ancestral trauma. Ancestral trauma. Mm-hmm. Past life trauma. Passed down lifetime from lifetime. That may explain this fear of being seen. It is so deep rooted. It is not necessarily just from this lifetime, but potentially from multiple lifetimes of having exhibited your gifts, use your gifts to help others, support others, heal others. But you were punished. And so that fear is still in your DNA, in your cells, in this lifetime. But the advice here, it says, this lifetime is a more graceful existence with less defense and more trust. So maybe there's a bit more acceptance in this lifetime, but there's still that fear within you. Excuse me. There is a reason for it, yeah. Potentially a deep-seated reason for it. It's not about protecting yourself, but stepping into the space of surrender. Okay, surrender sticks out. Surrender, surrender, surrender. It says, it's not about protecting yourself, but stepping into the space of surrender and revealing your true self. It is safer now. I think basically the message is it is safe now for you to be yourself. It is safe now for you to be yourself. It is safe now for you to share your gifts. Revealing your true self. Yeah, revealing your true self. Makes me think, yeah, you are meant to be seen. You are meant to be seen. Most importantly, by you. Okay. Wow, I took a lot of notes. This guidebook, there's a lot of literature, right? A lot of guidance. Because, yeah, what also stands out to me is harmony. Lemurians lived in harmony with each other and nature. Their inner vision was fully activated. Is that clairvoyance? Yeah, clairvoyance. Sharp vision. And they operated from their heart space. Very open and healed heart chakras. Oh yeah, honoring one another and nature. And potentially, their civilization came to an end through a cataclysmic event. That makes me think of trauma. Trauma. And now that is making me think, well, we have taken on so much trauma that didn't even happen in this current lifetime. And there was something about feminine energy, right? They have a feminine receptive energy. Yeah, feminine. Makes me think of the Empress card in the Tarot. They have a feminine receptive energy that is set to help us step into a more feminine way of being in order to help the evolution, that sticks out, evolution of the species. So nourishing our feminine energies, right? Restoring balance from the more masculine, the unhealed masculine way of being, but incorporating, balancing out the energies of the feminine and masculine. Okay, balance, yeah, that's balance. And you are, I'm sure, being balanced at this time. Your chakras are being aligned in preparation for the new earth. Where should I put this? Okay. Let me just read this again. Lemurian seed codes embracing sensitivity. Yeah. Uniqueness. Living with grace. Yes. Let's get a few cards. Already 20 minutes. Oh my goodness. Let's see if the dragons have anything to say. This is from the Dragon Wisdom Oracle. Whoop. One? Loss. Striking unicorn. The glowing horn makes me think of your third eye being lit up. Your intuition and your sensitivity, your receptivity to source is highly charged. It's increasing. I'm thinking of new beginnings, looking at the white of the unicorn. The dark dragon here makes me think, well, of shadow work, your past, where you maybe lived mainly ruled by fear. But this is who you truly are. And you're coming into your own more and more now. You lost yourself, your true self, for a while. But this is part of the journey here on earth. To become who you came here to be. You're starting to find yourself. Oop. Revelation. Yeah, the true you is being revealed, is unfolding. You are unfolding like a flower. From darkness to light, you are emerging. Oh, I just noticed that the glowing unicorn horn, it kind of reminds me of this Lemurian crystal. Mm-hmm. And unicorns are very unique. The word uniqueness is here. You're starting to embrace your individuality, your uniqueness, your sensitivity. Shadows. Okay, so that makes me think of this dark dragon right here. Shadows. Emerging from the shadows. Emerging from thoughts of, well, let's take the example of what was in the guidebook of how maybe at one time you thought that being a highly sensitive person was a curse. Maybe you thought that it was something that needed to be healed, done away with, erased. But I'm looking at this intense stare. Like the dragon is really seeing through clearly, is able to see through shadows, the fog, smoke and mirrors. Makes me think of clairvoyance. I think that was mentioned. That's one of the words that popped up for me. Clairvoyance. Yeah, clairvoyance. You see through the veil. Your sensitivity helps you understand yourself and others. Maybe at one time, yes, you were ruled by fear. You lived your life in survival mode, afraid of speaking up, afraid of being your true self. But look at this beautiful scenery with these beautiful, colorful flowers. You're becoming more optimistic. More embracing of your gifts, your sensitivity, your uniqueness, of your life and purpose here. And the fear, it addresses what was in the guidebook, right? The fear of being seen, shielding yourself, protection. Yeah, the fear of being seen, the fear of being heard, the fear of expressing yourself. Yeah, the fear of being yourself. The fear of sharing your gifts. This made me think, looking at this dragon, this black dragon, and this, I guess this is a black dragon as well, so it makes me think, okay, maybe you felt like a black sheep while you were growing up or for most of your life. And that also, feeling different, but different from the shadow aspect, like it was unacceptable, like you were unacceptable. But you're changing your perspective now. You're seeing that being different, that's also a gift. And you have the courage to be yourself now. Your true you is being revealed. Ooh. King Arthur. These kind of look like the same dragon. Maybe King Arthur is significant to you. Merlin, Avalon. Okay, just looking at this image here, it makes me think of interconnectivity, cooperation. Look at how this image, I guess he's King Arthur. There's great respect in the gaze, in the way that they're gazing at each other. There's great respect. Different. They're different. Which relates to what I was just saying about your feeling like a black sheep or being different. And like it was something that was to be dismissed or erased about you. But there's so much respect. They respect each other's differences. They embrace each other's differences. The word embracing is here. Okay, let's go to the sacred destiny oracle. And so many people in this world feel different, feel like they don't belong, feel like they were the black sheep in their family. And if you experience that, that is one of the ways that you can help support others on their journey. Because you understand what that feels like. To feel different, but in a way where you feel like it's bad, quote, bad. But you're realizing now that, no, being different is beautiful. Diversity is divine. You are meant to be exactly who you are. And so, learning to embrace your differentness will help others embrace their differentness as well. By seeing yourself and your uniqueness as a gift. You don't even have to announce it. People will just be able to feel your energy, sense your energy of self-acceptance. Solitude. Patience. Okay. So this makes me think that you are currently spending a lot of time in solitude. You're in hermit mode. You've finished a cycle. You've completed a cycle. And Spirit is advising you to be patient. to be still. It's okay to be still. You're exactly where you need to be at this time. And seeing the moons here, there's a moon here. I'm thinking it's a moon, not the sun, but, and there's a moon here. It makes me think, well, you for sure are highly intuitive, but it makes me think of potentially you may be a night owl. Maybe you have more energy at night. Well, we have the sun here, another moon here. So this is the flow card, flow. And this is, look at this, happiness. And remember in the guidebook, I think they mentioned dolphins, right? Dolphins and whales and their sonars. Okay, let's see here. Okay. Their inner vision was fully activated to the point where it is thought that their pineal gland was fully developed and they could see for hundreds of miles in every direction in a similar way to the sonar of dolphins and whales. Well, look at this. Look at the contrast. Loss, shadows. Completely different energies. Flow. Okay, well that's interesting because this image, it looks very still to me. I don't see very much waves or ripples in the water. So this makes me think it's kind of similar to the solitude card. Yeah, of being still. Being in stillness. And again, the moon here. I think the moon is significant. Like I said, I think maybe you feel more energized during the nighttime. But this makes me think, seeing the moon, and then also I'm seeing the sun here. Yeah, you're balancing out, and we mentioned, there was a mention of the feminine energy, right? The sun represents the masculine energy, the moon represents the feminine energy. So you're balancing your feminine and masculine energies, integrating those within. So seeing just the mood of the cards here that I see so far, going from darkness to light, feeling dense, a feeling of density to lightness. So there seems to be quite the progression in the trajectory of your energies. From the shadows, emerging into the light. Feeling heavy, energetically drained, to feeling lighter, more enlivened. And also, the red of the dragons here makes me think of the sacral chakra. Maybe for a time you felt so energetically drained that you really didn't have much enthusiasm, much energy to do much of anything. And this may have made you feel bad about yourself as well. you maybe wondered, why don't I have any energy? Maybe even despite sleeping, getting a sufficient number of sleep, you still felt tired. But maybe now you're understanding. You're energetically sensitive, and so you need more than the average person to get grounded, more. So maybe you learned to spend more time in nature, to be in stillness, to calm down your nervous system. Did I finish my thought about the reddish orange dragons? That makes me think of the sacral chakra, passion, your enthusiasm to create. I think that's coming alive within you. Your inner fire is awakening. And even looking at this dragon eye makes me think of fire, passion, the sacral chakra. Boop. Okay. Already over 40 minutes, my goodness. Anything to add here? Add, confirm. I know there was a card. Here we go. Oh, yes. Yep. You're highly intuitive. Third eye chakra. And I mentioned the third eye in reference to the unicorn horn. I think your intuition is only going to get stronger. And this makes me think, because the first card that we had mentioning Lemuria, I think you're going to, if it hasn't happened already, there's something, let me get the book here. I should put the, the theme song from Jeopardy. Do 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 do. You can maybe grab a tea while I go through this, or take a walk around the block. I think potentially something from Lemuria. Yeah, your clairvoyance. Potentially your clairvoyance is going to be activated. If it hasn't already, it's going to get even sharper. Your very own sonar. Your body is the sacred technology. And this mentioning of how the Lemurians operated mainly from their heart space, I think your heart chakra too is going to open up even more. Uh-huh. Yeah. You're being attuned. I think that may be one of the things that may be happening right now in this time of stillness. Your energy centers, they need to be stabilized for the new frequencies. Recognition and reward. Ooh. Material harvest. I put that. I can put these with happiness. From darkness to light, right? From the shadows into the light. But now you realize that all the suffering that you went through, and let's get specific, in regards to your being highly sensitive. Let's just narrow it down, because I'm sure you experienced pain from so many other scenarios, situations, relationships, and reasons. But just sticking with your high sensitivity. As you've healed, the more you increased in knowledge, the more you looked at your thoughts, feelings, purged, cried, learned to love and accept yourself. You realize that your sensitivity is a gift. Where am I going here? I know I was saying, I lost my train of thought. There is a purpose. There you go. There is a purpose for everything that happened to you, and there is a purpose as to why you were created as such a sensitive being. It was not all for naught. It was not for punishment. And now that you've grown in self-acceptance, and you're starting to love yourself, raise your vibration. And likely with the mention of the sacral, the coloring of the dragons, making me think of the sacral chakra, you're starting to get more creative. I think you're tapping into your joy, your inner child. You're feeling better. You're feeling lighter. And that frequency is drawing in material evidence of all the inner work that you did on accepting yourself, on accepting your sensitivity, your uniqueness. Okay, so did I mention recognition and reward? Yes, I did. This is 3 of Pentacles in the Tarot, 9 of Pentacles, material harvest. Choose wisely. 7 of Cups. So this makes me think that, yes, you're going to receive multiple opportunities. So it may be in regards to a creative endeavor that you've embarked on or are about to embark on. And well, it's going to, this is the Chariot, triumph. Again, I'm noticing the reds, oranges, golden colors. This person's hair is red, sacral chakra. Passion is igniting within you. You're feeling more inspired. Prosperity begins. This is the Ace of Pentacles. Okay. Fear, fear. Okay, mental conflict, yeah. Two of Swords. Anything more on fear? From fear to hope. Oh, that's beautiful. This is the Star card in the Tarot, number 17. Hope. Oh my goodness. Yeah, from darkness, from the shadows to the light. What a contrast in energies. The trajectory of your healing journey. There's much to celebrate. Looking at this recognition and reward card, it makes me think, well, Spirit is recognizing you. Your inner child. I look at these dolphins, it makes me think of the inner child. Your inner child recognizes you. They're so proud of you. They love you so much. Shadows. Shadows. Base chakra. So that makes me think, yeah, another chakra here. So we have the third eye chakra. Yeah, all of your chakras are being healed, stabilized, balanced at this time. But in reference to the shadows, yes, lack mindset, right? Low self-esteem, not feeling grounded, especially when you didn't have, maybe there was a time in the past when you had very porous boundaries or no boundaries at all. You didn't know how to stabilize yourself. Maybe you didn't understand why you were so drained all the time. But you figured it out, and you figured out what works for you. And you feel more rooted now. Positive movement forward. Excellent. You're feeling more stable. You're feeling more grounded. You have more energy now. Wow, and you're definitely at a new beginning. Lots of new beginnings. Triumphant success. This is the Ace of Swords. Clarity. So there was mental conflict. From mental conflict to clarity. From the shadow to the light. So much growth. So much inner growth. This is wonderful. Oh, and we see the word triumph a couple of times. Triumphant here. Triumph here. making wonderful progress, wonderful strides on your journey. Excuse me. Yeah. Suffering in silence, end of a really painful cycle. But she's looking out into the horizon with hope. Kind of makes me think of this card here. Solitude, suffering, and silence. Yeah. But you're moving on from that. Oh, okay. And the star card. That also makes me think of the recognition and reward card. So potentially, not only is spirit, your spirit team, source, recognizing you and helping bring in material evidence of all the inner work that you've done. You may have, maybe you're, yes, I'm thinking that you're doing something creative and you may garner public recognition for that endeavor. So that relates to one of the okay, let's see it, what I was doing at the beginning of this video, just writing out words, phrases that stuck out to me. I wrote down, shielding yourself from being seen. Well, maybe in the past you were, but you're starting to show up more. Yeah, you're healing your fear of being seen. You're healing your fear of being, your fear of expression. Yeah. And also that relates to the base chakra. Feeling safe. At one time you may have shielded yourself from, because you didn't feel safe, right? So you were protecting yourself, but protecting yourself from a place of fear and unworthiness. And thinking that being different, being highly sensitive was something that was to be ashamed of. What's this? There you go. Yes, I mentioned you're healing your fear of expressing yourself. Throat chakra. Look at all these chakras. Wow. Okay. Partnerships and alliances. Okay, from solitude to partnerships and alliances. Expect this. Expect this. And see how there's a solid grasp on each other's wrists. These are solid, reliable partnerships and alliances that are coming in for you to support you. You'll be supporting each other. Let me look at my notes again. I think. Yeah, supporting, okay, because one of the phrases that stuck out to me, evolution of the species. Yeah, so I think you have, you're going to play a role in the evolution of the species. That sounds so grand. Look, everyone plays a part in the evolution of the species, whether we're doing it consciously or not. Through our energy, right? Our vibration. So don't panic. It's inevitable. when you start healing yourself and raising your vibration, it's going to make an impact. Disruption. Ooh, that's the Tower card. Disruption. But first, patience. Confirmation of patience. Spirit wants you to rest, to be in stillness, because yes, you're being prepared. Your energy centers are being aligned, because something's probably going to like rock your world. It's going to be life altering, because the Tower is a major arcana card, right? Oh, shadow, the moon. So they're not even revealing this, like they're being so mysterious and secretive. Patience. I think something delightful, a powerful change. Patience, yeah, patience, because right next to patience is the dolphins. Something delightful is coming, but it's likely going to rock your world, but in a beautiful way. Wisdom. This is, oh my goodness, the Hierophant. Spiritual wisdom. Spiritual authority. Okay, please clarify the Hierophant, please. My God, more than an hour. What's going on here? Help. Help. Ooh, conflict and defeat. This is 5 of Swords. Gaining wisdom. Spiritual strength. Through conflict. Through feeling conflicted, defeated. Yeah, which relates to the loss, right? Like, yeah. Discontent and boredom. This is the 4 of Cups, I believe. Yes, it is. Patience. Hold on. A powerful change is afoot. Yep. Passion ignited. So many new beginnings for you. No wonder your chakras are being aligned. No wonder Spirit wants you to rest, to be patient, right? To just go with the flow. Of being in stillness. Passion ignited, yeah. I think I mentioned that in regards to seeing the dragons. Their fiery colors. Your enthusiasm to create. Your enthusiasm. You're feeling more inspired. So this is making me think, okay. With the Hierophant card that we saw, there might be some ancient wisdom that's going to come alive within you. And we did see the Ace of Swords. Some kind of breakthrough through your crown chakra. And you may create something out of this major clarity, potentially, because he's holding a book of wisdom. I'm relating it to the initial message that we started off with, Lemurian seed codes. So I'm connecting it to Lemuria, or wisdom, some gifts from an ancient civilization. Ancient but highly advanced, right? Lemuria was highly advanced. Atlantis, ancient Egypt, they were highly advanced. Intuition, okay, yeah. Something, yeah, I'm thinking something's going to be downloaded. You're going to receive some, because I'm putting all these together, wisdom, intuition, passion ignited, plus the triumphant success card, so that's the Ace of Swords. So I'm thinking these are all related somehow, plus the Lemurian seed codes. A seed is going to be downloaded. See? You are being balanced out. This is wonderful. Solar plexus, yes. Growing in personal power. Makes me think of this card here, the glowing white globe. Ooh. Heartache and loss. Three of Swords. Okay, Three of Swords. Well, we have loss twice. Here's the loss card and then heartache and loss here. You really went through it. So many dense energies. Oop. Yep, you were definitely spending time in solitude. Confirmation of solitude. This is what, the Hermit card, yeah. Here's another book of wisdom. Sacred knowledge. Okay, that's it. That's it. You're going to get a piece of some download in regards to sacred knowledge, downloaded to you likely through your third eye. Yeah, right? Because confirmed by the intuition card. The High Priestess. You are highly intuitive. And it's going to spark some kind of inspiration within you, and you're going to create something, and it's going to, I think, you're going to, let's look at this, recognition, right? Star card. Another ace here. Prosperity begins. Ace of Pentacles. Okay. Triumph. Okay. Oh, I think I'm going to end it there. All right. Thank you, sensitive soul. Thank you for embracing your sensitivity, your uniqueness, and living with grace.